Hi guys, I'm Anjali Matai and I cover books for the week. That means that the time I spend reading the latest Sophie Kinsella novel at my workplace is actually counted as billable. Pretty cool, right? My only quibble? Not being able to read the tons of books that are sent to me with that pleasing, papery scent that is so unique to new books. The scent of the stories that jostle inside, waiting to be read. And we all know that the best joys are those which are shared, right? So that's why we would like to share with you the three most interesting books we receive each month, whether it's fiction, non fiction, memoir, or thriller. In this series, we'll also feature interviews with authors, short book reviews, and the authors themselves talking about why we should read their books. Plus, we have one bonus treat for you that we are calling News to Muse. Every month, we'll pick one book on a topic that's currently being widely discussed, whether it's on Trumpian slips, the Russia Ukraine war, or the unsolved mystery of how Shraddha Kapoor managed to overtake Prime Minister Modi in the number of Instagram followers. Our first pick, Held by Anne Michaels. For those of you who are not familiar with Anne Michaels' work, she is the author of Fugitive Pieces, her first novel which won the Orange Prize for Fiction, the Guardian Fiction Prize, and in 2020 was chosen as one of the BBC's 100 novels that shaped the world. In Fugitive Pieces opened with an orphan Jewish boy coming out from the rubble of a Polish city shattered by World War II. Held opens with a man lying in a battlefield during World War I, unable to feel his legs in the aftermath of a blast. And as he lies there helpless, he is armed with nothing but his memories. So he takes each one and polishes it until it gleams like sand set afire by the sun. And 3 years later, he returns home to his lover Helena, healed outside but hurting inside. The book is written in a staccato style with each chapter divided into short lyrical vignettes. More than the story, what mesmerizes is the language, which has a surreal, dreamlike quality to it. Held is full of lovely observations about life, like this one. We know life is finite. Why should we believe death lasts forever? Or take this one. Desire permeates everything. Nothing human can be cleansed of it. Michaels makes you think about things in a way that you wish you had thought about first. So let's come to our second pick, The Last Secret of Anne Frank by Jeroen de Bruin and Joop van Wijk-Boskugel. We all know the heartbreaking story of Anne Frank, the 12-year-old Jewish girl who was captured by the Nazis from the attic in which she was hiding with her family and died 2 years later in a German concentration camp after contracting typhus. Not even the most hard-hearted among us could fail to be touched by her diary, by that unique blend of maturity and precociousness. Her ability to see humor amidst the deepest horror, beauty amidst cruelty, love amidst loss. But how many of us know about Anne's secret protector, Bep Boskugel? Much has been written about the three helpers who sustained the Frank family during their time in the secret annex, but very little is known about the fourth helper, the youngest of them, Bep, who was only 23 years old when Anne went into hiding. Bep was Anne's closest confidant and friend, and she also provided invaluable help to the Frank family, smuggling in food and medicine for them. But from the time Anne was captured to Bep's death in 1983, Bep remained intensely secretive about her friendship with Anne. She refused to give interviews and refrained from talking about Anne even to her children and grandchildren, except to one of them, her son, Joop van Wijk-Boskugel. The last secret of Anne Frank is Joop's account of what his mother told him and why for years Bep had been tortured by what happened to Anne. It's a story not just of friendship but also of betrayal. But above all, as Joop says, of family bonds forged not by birth but by circumstance. Our third pick, The Wager by David Grann. David Grann is the author of Killers of the Flower Moon, which many of you might be familiar with. It tells the story of a tribe in 1920s Oklahoma, the members of which start getting murdered one after the other. It's an amazing book, but don't take our word for it. Take the word of Martin Scorsese, who adapted it into an Oscar-nominated film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Lily Gladstone. And now, Grann is back with his next, The Wager. It's about two ramshackle crabs carrying shipwrecked men who wash ashore in Brazil and Chile 6 months apart. The two groups of men narrate radically different versions of what happened to them. So who is telling the truth? A court-martial is convened to discover exactly that. Who are the heroes of this story who deserve glory, and who are the scoundrels who deserve death? The stakes are high, for whoever is found guilty will have to pay with their lives. Grann is arguably one of the best narrative non-fiction writers of our time, and The Wager, like his earlier books, ticks all the boxes of a thrilling potboiler. Suspense? Tick. Murder? Tick. Mutiny? Tick. A writer with the ability to unearth drama and pathos in what seems mundane to the rest of us? Tick. And finally, we come to the News to Muse, our take on one book that's currently being talked about and gives new insights or information about some topic that's being widely discussed. And this month, our pick is What Does Israel Fear from Palestine by Raja Shehadeh. Shehadeh is a human rights lawyer and one of Palestine's greatest living writers. In the book, which was a National Book Award finalist of 2023, he recounts reading about a young Palestinian man who had been shot and was lying on the ground struggling for his life. A member of the Israeli army's medical corps, instead of administering first aid to the bleeding man, shoots him point blank. And he's so unbothered by what he did that soon after, he sends a text message to his father apprising him of the murder. And after reading about this, Shehadeh was so disturbed for days that he could not stop thinking about what could prompt someone to kill a wounded man in cold blood. And this question, as well as others such as why the end of apartheid could not be taken as a model to end the Israel-Palestine conflict, or why the world did not put enough pressure on Israel to advance peace, culminates in this book, which, despite its bleakness, suggests that things are not too far gone that they cannot be put right. The book offers a fresh perspective on the Israel-Palestine conflict amidst the current war raging in that region, and lays hold of something that almost seems too sweet for battle-weary minds: hope. So that's it for the first episode of The Alphabet. Tune in next time for reviews, interviews, and all things book.